Alright guys, Fula coming to you with another video. Shout outs to the whole LDBC. If you like this video, please feel free to like the video. And if you would like to, I invite you to subscribe to the page. If you want to, you don't have to. Because as I always say, it's always by choice, never by force. So I kind of, as I say all in every video nearly, I hope y'all are doing well. I hope you guys are finding ways to prosper in this crazy time we're living in, and that you guys have developed new skills perhaps and developed some ways of thinking that once this is over, you guys will be 5 steps ahead. Feel me? But anyway, I'm going to talk about the political spectrum. I don't really like to talk about politics, but I just feel so strongly about Venezuela because of, a lot of reasons, and one of the main reasons is self-sufficiency, that's the main thing. And their desire to determine their own destiny is one of, or a couple of reasons. And also, the work that they've done on my turf in Africa, you know what I mean? And the relations that us Africans and Venezuelans have been now increased with the Bolivarian Revolution. Before the Bolivarian Revolution, they were basically unheard of. I'm going to be honest with you. It wasn't until recently that I found out there were, Venezuelans of African descent, and that a majority of the Venezuelans have a strand of African ancestry inside of them, including the former leader, Hugo Chavez, who we know met untimely demise. So it appears that, and I already knew this, that's the thing, I already knew beforehand, I already knew, they didn't even need to make an article about it, but I already knew what it was already. So it appears that some Colombians were trying to incite a coup d'etat and terrorist acts in Venezuela as of recently. And when I read that, the first thing I said, courtesy of funding from the United States and courtesy of backing from the United States, courtesy of weapons being provided by the United States of America. And lo and behold, 2 American mercenaries are found among the captives. One is 34 years old. I forgot the other one. I think the other one's younger. But one of them, I don't even remember their name. All I know is I remember their last name. One of the person's last name is Diman, and the other one's last name is Barry. Don't get it twisted with my turf's last name. We're Barty. We're not Barry, although it's spelled the same way. Because if that was the case, I wouldn't even want to be associated with that name. With that surname, I should say. But anyhow, so again, we see the United States will do anything in their power for regime change in Venezuela. And the guy also in charge of this, Juan Guaido, the so-called would-be president, Juan Guaido, he'll do anything for regime change as well. Even if it means putting his own citizens in danger for regime change. Because he doesn't care. All he cares about is the fact that if they were to ensure regime change and him getting power, that he would get his little slice of the cake and that the oligarchical people of that country would get their slice of the cake, and the United States would take most of the cake. I would say the United States would take like 3/4 of the cake, if you ask me. You know, that's just a personal opinion. And so, again, this coronavirus has benefited the United States in passing many different things through Congress, and doing many different things in third world countries and in different countries. Did you know the United States, they bombed Yemen when this was going on? That they shot missiles at Yemen while we're going through this whole COVID-19 thing. So this serves as no surprise to me. And the funny thing about it is, I'm like, man, you're stupid, and I'm mama didn't raise no fool. So what happened was, Donald Trump said in an article, or I guess these were his words, and you know how he talks. We had no idea that this was going to go on. This is unknown to us. We just we just found this out. It was just brought into our attention the other day. We had no idea this was happening. Yeah, you did, bro. Come on now. We're not stupid. We are not stupid. Or at least I'm not stupid. I know what time it is, bro. Yes, the CIA funded it. The CIA orchestrated it. And again, it never changes with these people. It never changes. Okay? And for those mercenaries, what happened is they were probably promised a big sum of money. That's why they did it. They were promised probably a cool little fee for doing what they did.
In 2 miles, keep right to take exit 27.
It's ridiculous, though. It's ridiculous at this point, bro. Oh my God. You know what, man? And I said this in a previous video. It's not about what color you are. It's about your actions. Okay, and I'm sorry to say it, but the actions of people who share a common European ancestry are ones of hatred, are ones of exploitation, are ones of oppression, are ones of violence, and are ones of strangling someone when someone has something they want and they want a lot of.
1 mile, keep right to take exit 27 towards CA 19.
So if you're
North Long Beach Airport, Lakewood Boulevard South.
Have a track record and a history of doing things like this, how else am I supposed to think about you? If you're showing me day in and day out that you co-sign this, and if you don't co-sign it, you're surely not speaking against it because you benefit. So with that being said, bro, all I'm gonna say is y'all need to fear God, man. Because what's gonna happen is it's gonna backfire on you. It really is. What happened in Libya, guess what? When Gaddafi was in power in Libya, there were no American casualties. When Gaddafi got out of power in Libya, there were casualties at the American embassy there. So y'all are gonna reap what you sow, and y'all are gonna make you guys are gonna make the bed you are gonna lay in, and that bed may have a lot of thorns in it. You know. So that's all I'm gonna say, man. You guys really need to chill the hell out, for real. You guys, need to change your policy on how you deal with foreign nations, because some foreign nations don't believe in your form of Westminster democracy. Heck, if Westminster democracy was working here, we wouldn't have the problems we have right now with police brutality, with gentrification, with people with unfair distributions of just the basic manial things, just the basic excess necessities. We wouldn't have those problems if democracy works here, or your version of Westminster democracy works. So before you guys, and this is to all the agents and stuff like that who may be listening, this is especially for you guys. So to all of you guys, before you decide to invade a country and before you decide to try to inspire regime change, clean your own backyard first. Clean your own house up first. Okay? When I was walking down Crenshaw Boulevard, and I'm talking about Crenshaw in my neck of the woods, South Central, I saw one new apartment. I think it was on Crenshaw. It's between Crenshaw and Martin Luther King, and Crenshaw and I want to say Stocker. Yeah, it's between it.
Pacific Coast Highway.
They built this flat there, right? To attract
Keep left to stay on Lakewood Boulevard and CA 19.
a different people, a different geographic. Guess what?
Pacific Coast Highway.
Most of those flats are empty, bro. But yet you still have people wandering the streets with mental issues who need assistance, and yet those flats are empty. You feel me? And so y'all need to get your priorities together. Instead of trying to inspire regime change, y'all need to solve the problems here first and foremost. Because it's like, you guys are like really, you guys got the game messed up, man, for real. Like, I mean, on God. You guys really need to, like, fear God. For real. But anyhow, man, that's all I got for now. Leave your thoughts and leave your comments about it. And I want to say one last thing about this whole situation. I don't disagree that there are some disenfranchised Venezuelans with this whole Bolivarian revolution. I don't disagree about that. But for the most part, the ones who are disenfranchised are the ones who held the majority of the wealth of the country. And the ones who are disenfranchised, you can stick in Europe and you wouldn't blink a second eye. Those are the ones who are disenfranchised, for the most part. And as I said, in Latin America, in all parts of Latin America, there's still a lot of racism and a lot of colorism. Okay? The coup d'etat in Bolivia was based on that. Okay? And so, with that being said, as I said before, and I'm going to say it again, my first enemy is myself. You know, me versus doubt, me versus, you know, laziness, me versus, you know, being hesitant, me versus a lot of things. That's my first enemy, right? And that's a hard enemy to conquer, I'll tell you.
In quarter mile, turn Turn right onto Anaheim Street.
But my other enemy is this racist, imperialistic, terrorist, this system rooted in terrorism
Turn right
and
onto
oppression
Anaheim Street.
and exploitation and misinformation and propaganda. Though that's my other enemy, bro. And it's gonna stay my enemy until I can do things to change it, and that
In quarter mile, turn
I can
left
do
onto
things
Orizaba
that will
Avenue.
bring dignity to my people, so we can feel like we can actually be bold enough to step out of this system and do for ourselves. That's my enemy, bro. And it's gonna stay that way, you know? Because nothing's changing. If anything, it's just getting worse. But anyhow, man, that's all I
Turn
got
left
for
onto
now.
Orizaba Avenue.
And if you guys want to, leave your comments below.
Head
And
south on Freeman Avenue, then at 600 feet, turn
we're
right
signing
onto West
out.
11th Street.